I went to see Captain Marvel yesterday, and I'm positively surprised by this movie. So I wasn't really hyped about this movie, just, based on the trailers, it seemed to be like this super generic superhero origin story, and then I've heard a few reviews that weren't too favorable on it. Of course, there was that whole controversy with like Brie Larson basically saying that she wants more diverse reviewers, which I agree wholeheartedly with. Basically, what I'm saying is I went into this movie with very low expectations, and I'm not saying I was completely blown away by the movie, but it was fine. So I thought I'd let you know what I think about it. So maybe let's first get out of the way what I didn't like about the movie, because there were a few things that I just thought were a bit, I don't know, it just didn't quite, work out for me. Yeah, let's put it that way. So basically the first third of the movie, basically the first act of the movie, where we get introduced to Vers, as she's called in the beginning, like the Captain Marvel character, Carol Danvers, when she's at the Kree homeworld, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a huge comic person, I don't know. All that stuff of her leading up to when she crash lands on Earth, that was, I don't know, I don't know. That was a bit messy, just the plot structure, the tone of it all, and the tonal shift when she gets to Earth and meets Nick Fury, and then they have this buddy cop kind of thing going on. Something that, I don't know, bothered me also a little bit is Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel's character inconsistency. She feels I don't know, at the end of the movie, like now, me here sitting a day later with some time to reflect on it all, I can't really tell you much about her character, her motivations, her characteristics, her personality, because it's just not being made very clear in the movie what she's like. And I think the reason for that is because she has amnesia, or she's some form of amnesia, and she, through the course of the movie, discovers who she is a little bit more. And I think that explains it a little bit, her character inconsistencies. But I don't know, I also wish, like, at the end of the movie, I would know her a little bit better. I don't know, like, if that makes sense. And something that is kind of intertwined with her Carol Danvers' character inconsistencies is my next gripe. Brie Larson as an actress. I don't know, I haven't seen her in anything else. I guess she must be good because she won an Oscar at some point. But her acting in this movie was kinda off. I don't know, I just could see her act. Like, I could see her act like a sassy person, and next scene act like a military person. I don't know if that's a me problem, but I didn't think Brie Larson was that good in this movie. It's just weird, especially Brie Larson acting sassy when you can see, like, okay, she's acting sassy now, and it felt so forced, and it was supposed to be funny, but like, okay, the sun's coming out. I did not plan ahead for this scenario. Stupid German weather. So, my last gripe, which is probably the biggest gripe I had with the movie, is that Captain Marvel, at the end, when she, like, fully embraces her power, is OP AF. She's overpowered so majorly that the last big, fight, it's just, and this is not a spoiler, I guess, it's not really a fight, it's just her being like, yes, I'm awesome. And there's nothing wrong with that, it's just that the tension is completely sucked out of the movie, because she's going to win. She can tank every threat that they throw at her, and I don't know, it's just, when you have this overpowered superhero or, entity, it's just getting boring. I don't know, there's no tension, there are no stakes anymore. Speaking of stakes, I forgot something. I don't know Carol Danvers' ambition, and that is something that even Nick Fury in the movie points out, like, he asks her at some point, like, what is your ambition? What do you want? And she's like, I don't know. I don't think she actually gives him an answer, because and that is because she does not have an ambition. She does not have a goal in this movie, except, get this thing that my superiors want me to get, and then, and then her goal is to fight these people, and but there's no personal stakes for her in there, so I don't know. Now on to what I liked about the movie, which is, I don't know, it feels like I'm being so negative, but there's actually a lot that I liked about the movie. The second and third act were actually a lot smoother than the first, and the tone gets better, and that's also majorly because we get introduced to this character, Carol Danvers' best friend, this other pilot lady, which served with her in the Air Force, and they used to be best friends, and Carol vanished for 6 years and they finally meet each other again, and that's really where the emotional core of this movie lies, and where there's so much heart, and the acting is actually really good, even on Brie Larson's side, what I think. But you kind of, that's where you get a little bit more of a feel on Carol Danvers, and that's where you see a little bit more of her, and where you have the emotions, like you need the emotions in movies. The effects are nice in this movie. Also, what I like, the costume. Like, she has a really good costume. I would wear that thing. Probably not because I don't really have the body for that. But it's a nice costume. I like that she's a superhero, a female superhero that does not show a fuck ton of skin, because that's something that, you know, it's a style, and like, you can do what you want, you can show as much skin as you want, but I'm really glad that she's a female superhero that has a full-on bodysuit. The kitty. I really enjoyed the kitty. It was a cute kitty. I love kitties. I'm a kitty person. Actually, I might be a just animal person, except for spiders. I like Nick Fury's and Carol Danvers' dynamic that they have with each other. Although I felt like it was a little bit rushed, like they meet and then they have this great dynamic in like no time at all. I don't know. But it's a very fast movie. It takes place over what? A day, I guess? There's not a lot of time that passes in that movie. I love that there was no male love interest. Oh my god, I loved it so much. It's just refreshing to see a female lead character that doesn't have to fall in love, you know, for her to be a complete person. That's just nice. It's just really nice to see that. The humor was pretty great when it landed. The audience loved quite a bit. So the movie theater where we went, it wasn't quite full, but it wasn't packed, but there were a lot of people. I also really enjoyed the feminism in this movie. There are a lot of, you know, people that didn't, I don't know. Okay, so in the lead up to this movie and the lead up to many female-led movies, there are always these people screaming on the internet that they don't like the politics that now are shoved down their throat in those movies. How dare you do that? Oh my god, I'm so annoyed by this. There is no movie, there is no song, no book, no painting, nothing, no piece of art, no piece of media that does not have a political agenda. These are things created by people. People always have a political agenda. They always have a stand, a view on life, a view on society, and they will always, through their being a member of society, let that influence their art. People will always create things out of their perspective, reflecting their perspective on life, on society, on humans. There are always political agendas in art, media, films, literature, music. So I don't get this this complaint like, don't put politics in my movies. I think these people are just, you know, triggered that the politics in this particular movie don't reflect their point of view or don't reflect their own politics, that this is maybe a message that they are not used to getting and that they are not used to hearing. And so maybe also that because this message that they have in this movie is not a political view that benefits these people. Usually angry white male people. But yeah, I think that's the reason why people are so worked up about this and, you know, pissing their pants about it. But I enjoyed it. It wasn't like, it really wasn't like shoved down your throat, feminism is a good thing and the patriarchy is bad. No, it was very subtle, I would say. I mean, the only real instance where it comes to play is in the flashbacks, and little Carol always gets berated by males that she shouldn't behave like this wild, ambitious, energetic kid, and that she shouldn't, you know, fight and shouldn't drive fast in her go-kart, and where we get flashbacks to her experiences while she was training in the military, and people sneering at her for it, and that she wasn't allowed to fly combat in the Air Force. Like, women were not allowed to do that. It is a kind of a feminist stand for a female character to, you know, get into this male-dominated field of the military. But I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was too much. I don't think it was shoved down my throat. And I don't think it took away from the enjoyment of the movie. So in conclusion, of the recent Marvel films, I actually really liked this movie, Captain Marvel, the best. Here's the thing, I don't generally care for Marvel films. I know, especially for these, you know, Avengers films and stuff like that. I really enjoyed Thor. I might be the only person on the planet who really did enjoy Thor. I enjoyed Black Panther, and I enjoyed this film, Captain Marvel. My expectations were exceeded. I wouldn't mind watching this movie again, actually. I'm not going to run back to the theater. It's not a case, as it was with Wonder Woman, where I was super inspired when I came out and I had to watch it again and again in the movie theater, and which has so much meaning for myself personally, because it inspired me so much and I felt so strong coming out of this movie. It's not like with Wonder Woman. I wouldn't mind watching this movie again at home, popping it in for, you know, a fun movie night. It's just, Captain Marvel just did not feel inspiring for me, because she is so overpowered in the end. She didn't work for her powers. It's an accident, and that just is not inspiring to me. It just does not feel inspiring. At the end of the day, I would recommend seeing this movie. It was actually fun, and it had a lot of interesting good things in it. So yeah, that's the end of it. I'm a casual movie goer that is not too deep into comic book lore, that does not care too much about Marvel movies. I was positively surprised by Captain Marvel. I enjoyed it. It was good. So that's my take on it. Yeah. Bye.